call them Sooners.
No, I don't know.
A Sooner was a name that was given to the Oklahomans because the government in the 30s, in Oklahoma they had nothing. They dying. They couldn't raise any food, and anyway, it was it would be fun. It would be fun to you to watch that sometime, to know what your grandparents your came from.
Dad, so why are they called Sooners? You didn't answer
They're called
that.
Sooners because the government said, okay, you Oklahomans, you don't own any of the land, but I'll take it taken away from you from the bank. And so what was necessary was for the government to say, okay, you don't have anything, you have nothing, you don't have any money or anything. So we're going to allow the people that, on a particular date, they said, okay, we're going to line up, and this is probably, I think, the way in which they made the boundaries for the state of Oklahoma. They said, okay, this is where, if you're willing to stay here, what we're going to do, we're going to let you own this property, and what we'll do is we're going to say, look, we're going to have to wherever the border is, or you have to look that up. Say where was the line of demarcation for lining up to leave the state of not the state of Oklahoma, but they were in Oklahoma.
Okay, but Dad, why are they called Sooners?
Huh?
I'm trying to figure out.
Oh yeah.
Why are they
right.
called Sooners?
Well, because they there wasn't they didn't have the awareness, I guess, of how to plan everything so that everybody followed all the rules. They didn't think they're called Sooners because they didn't follow the rules. They said, okay, you have to line up on this line.
I don't see the relevance. I don't see.
Oh well, I'm almost there.
Okay, are we almost rounding home base?
Oh, almost.
Okay.
And they said, okay, say 6 o'clock in the morning of whatever day it was. In fact, you can maybe look up the date. What was the date that they left? That, okay, you have to line up. You have your horses.
Okay, they line up. Okay.
Yeah, they line up. Okay, it's now time. Boom, go. And they said, okay, now you can go take off, and you can put out a stake.
Okay.
For say, oh, look at this one has a
Right.
water on it or something for
I understand, but why are they called Sooners?
well, because they left sooner than they were supposed to.
They left.
Sooner. They said, okay, as of say at 9 o'clock on February 10th, that you then can, on your horse, because you got to go and wagon and stuff like that, you can leave and stake a claim out there, and so they would at that time, okay, ring a bell or whatever it might be, or shoot a pistol, and then they take off, and they already, each one of these people wanted to own some property. They knew they'd already set it up. They'd gone out before and said, okay, look, that's the piece of property I want. And I don't know how much they could have, 5 acres or 10 acres or some figure. It's okay. And so they blew the whistle or shot off the gun like that, and the guys would take off, and they would, I guess, take the whole family because they wouldn't want to come back. They want to come back to where they have nothing. And they would then take off, and they would go down and they'd say, okay, and they'd be the one that, hey, look at this. This is the place we want, and they would put some kind of something or other to signify the fact that, hey, look at this now is going to be mine, because I put a mark on the tree, or I put hung on there like that. Maybe they'll stay there. I don't know how they worked it out. But then they would say, okay, this is my property. Someone comes by, hey, you can't have it. I'm here first. You back away. Don't stick around here. I'll shoot you.
Yeah.
And then they'd have to put a claim at the closest Oklahoma City or something like that. They'd have to go there and put out that claim. And that is my property now. I've got it listed with the city. And so they would, so they call them Sooners.
Okay then.
So
Thank you for that. Makes no sense to me, but
you don't. What do you mean? That's how they had to claim that property. That this is now my property. Don't you come close to it, or I'll shoot you. I mean, I've got it, and I've got.
I get the story.
Yeah.
But I don't understand the correlation to the word sooner.
Sooner because they left sooner.
Sooner than what?
Sooner than they were supposed to leave.
You mean they ran from they
had horses.
they took the pistol and they said go, and they left before the pistol went off?
That's right. They would, because say you have maybe hundreds or thousands of people out there, and they don't know when the person left, but they would line up supposedly, and
I get it.
okay,
Yeah.
and so they blew the whistle or something, and they could take off. Well, some of them had left the night before, or the day before,
my
or something
Lord.
like that. They
And
left-
that is the story of the Sooners.
now they are.